Welcome back. We had recently existing home sales were reported, and it's really a mixed report. We're going to see here the monthly supply, and referring to inventory, is rising, but the median sales price is declining. We can see here that the existing home sales, the red line, is a month supply, and we're now at 3.4 months. That means it would take 3.4 months of continuous selling to deplete the current supply. But that's actually really not such a good number. It should be quite a bit higher than that, which reflects a lot of weak inventory we've seen over time. The median sales price is down to about 394,000. We can see here overall, and keep in mind the consumer price index is up 0.4%. But taking that in consideration, the single family homes, the monthly supply is up 6.25%. That's good. We want to see the supply go up, more inventory. Single family homes housing inventory overall is up 3%, but the median sales price is down 2.68%. So you take that together and you say, well, the supply is going up, but the price is going down. It means that there's less buyers out there. And not only that, it means the sellers perhaps are lowering the prices in order to attract a very small amount of buyers out there. The existing home sales and monthly supplies up 303, but the median sales price again for existing homes overall is down 2.343%. The housing inventory is up 273, existing homes down 198. So across the board, we see the same type of pattern. Red line here is the housing inventory. This time, in terms of the number of units, and the purple line is the existing home sales, the number of units. So as the inventory rises, the existing home sales continue to fall. And again, this is not really a good combination, especially in light of such high interest rates, where there seems to be such little demand from the buy side. Here we see the red lines of median sales price, which did peak around June of this year. But since then, that was a little over 410, 415,000. But that has turned into the downside. We're now just a hair below 400,000. That's a pretty big level. Meanwhile, the purple line shows us single family homes in terms of the number of units, a little bit above 3.6 million. And that is a very not good number. Those are the sales. We want to see the sales increasing, especially if the price is coming down. Well, we see over here single family homes. This is a month supply in red. Again, around 3.4 months worth of supply. The housing units, the number of units that are available for sale is also rising, just about 1 million at the same time. We would expect a positive correlation. It's just two different numbers to reflect the same thing. Slightly rising inventories, but again, 3.4 months worth of supply is not a great thing. We generally speaking want to see 6 or 7 months of supply. Here in purple, we see the housing inventory, the number of units for sale. The yellow histogram bars are the federal funds interest rates. When interest rates start to rise, well, we see the housing units, the inventory really came down. Maybe there was a really big rush to get involved. But as inventory, or I should say, as interest rates continue to rise, it makes it more expensive for the homeowner or the prospective homeowner. The prospective buyer is dissuaded from higher interest rates. And that's why we see as interest rates rise over time, so does the inventory. Now we see here the federal funds rate again in yellow, existing home sales. This is the number of units that are being sold, and it is declining quite precipitously. It peaked out around, or at least recently, around February when interest rates were 5%. But even though it's not a big percentage gain, from 5 to 5.5% now for several months, March through present date, we see the existing home sales has fallen from 4.5 million down to around 4 million. And then finally, we see here the yellow line is the CPI, Consumer Price Index. That's a measure of inflation. Last month, we had a really big number. That was in part due to rising energy prices, which, by the way, have not subsided either. And the median sales price tends to fall over time when inflation rises. Well, at first it rises because it goes up because inflation goes up and inflation makes everything more expensive. But then it's a double-edged sword because eventually when inflation gets so hot that it pushes the consumer away, then we see the median sales price fall. So we see a continued pattern over here. I guess a big development is the rise in inventory, although it's still not at great inventory levels. It's still a struggle to find good value out there in the housing market. That's what the data suggests, but it is improving. But as it improves, how does it improve? It's improving with falling sales prices, falling median home prices. So it's not so much that inventory is increasing because the home builders are out there, producing, building homes and all that kind of stuff, but rather the inventory is rising because it appears the data suggests that the buyers are now even more stepping away from a very high interest rate environment. So not the greatest development, but we're going to continue to watch this and several other numbers along the way. We hope this has been helpful. We look forward to seeing you back soon.